Jojo, welcome to the Big Conversations by Ordinary People podcast. Clearly, my name is Mark Kero Mamala, and basically what we do with this setup of podcasting for us is we host guests, and we're doing this is the season 2 of the conversation, and with season 2 of Season 2 episode around, I think this is like, say, 200 something episode, right?
Wow.
Yeah, we'll try to shoot as much content as possible. But basically, the podcast is majorly centered about you, the guest. It's about you. So from your introduction is where I get sort of direction, right?
Okay.
So the focus is on you, but I help just give the conversation some sort of direction. And this is conversation. Either one of us can ask a question.
Okay, yes. So I can ask you questions.
Definitely.
Okay.
So I'll start by having you introduce yourself and the person you are.
Okay, so thank you so much for having me on your podcast. I remember we talked about it a bit, but things happen in the right time. So my name is Jaweria. I am a travel consultant and content creator. I would like to say more of a digital marketer because I don't just create content. I also do more. I try to ensure that everything is posted. In short, I'm a social media manager and content creator. And that's who Jaweria is.
When you say you're a travel consultant, right? Just help me understand what that means.
So, of course, travel consultancy has, it means you are helping or empowering people to make travel easy for them or make travel convenient for them, because travel includes a lot of little pieces that you have to bring together to make a whole package. So my job is to make sure that I plan everything from you for you. My job is to make sure I plan everything for you, from your flights to your hotel to your activities. We plan together and I just give you a full package where when you go on your holiday, you don't have to think about anything. I'm there for you. If you feel like there's something that has gone wrong, you just text me or call me and I'll sort it out immediately.
So basically you do that job with the booking app?
Yes. But booking.com won't give you everything, or should I say, if you book on booking.com and you have an issue, the response time is not as fast as when you have a travel agent on board. So for instance, you won't call booking.com at 3 a.m. to tell them help me change my flight, or none of those sites can do what I do right now.
So you are available to me as your client 24/7?
Yes, as long as, especially if you're on your trip.
You don't sleep?
I sleep, but my phone is on 24/7. Like when I have clients traveling, especially like clients who have very early morning flights, like at 3 a.m., I'll stay up until I've made sure that they're boarded their flight, and then I can go to sleep. While making sure that by the time they reach, there'll be someone to pick them up from the airport. Their hotel will be ready. So that's my job, is to just make travel very convenient for you.
Would you primarily say that your main customer is someone who is illiterate? Someone who cannot go around an app or read instructions on travel flights, bookings and what? Because here's the thing, hear me out, right? What is the essence of me having a travel consultant if I can do everything myself on my own? Why should I pay someone extra money if I could use that money to get another excursion? Yeah.
So, like I said, the essence of the travel consultant is convenience mostly. Because at the end of the day, you can book everything, but trust me, if something goes wrong, that stress will ruin your holiday. So what my job is to make sure that nothing ruins your holiday. So that in case, because there will be flight changes, a flight might be cancelled or rescheduled, I'll reschedule that for you, or I'll even inform you before time. If your hotel, maybe let's say they've given you the wrong room, all I have to do is call them and they'll give you the right room. So yes, you can book everything yourself, because we have people who do that. We have people that we have encountered or that have traveled with us and then have gone on to do their own things, but they eventually come back. Why? It's the convenience part. I don't want to be stressed out on my holiday. I want to actually enjoy my holiday. So why do I have to be on the site making sure that maybe let me check if the flights have been rescheduled, So at the end of the day, it's about convenience. We have people who can book everything themselves, but they still come to us for that exactly convenience.
Yeah, so I actually now understand that.
Yeah, and comfort.
I'm paying for convenience, which is highly needed if I'm saying I'm going on location.
Yes.
So off-head for you, as a Ugandan, what are the most cost-friendly destinations a Ugandan can take on without, spending a heavy budget? But, there are travel addicts and they want to get by. And yeah.
Okay, I would advise, I know most of the time we don't want to think about this, but if you're Ugandan who has never traveled, I would advise you first travel within Uganda itself, because Uganda is so beautiful. It can be budget. It depends on where you're sleeping. It depends on what transport means you're using. At the end of the day, if you're a travel addict, trust me, you'll find a way. And you find there's always an option. There's never only one way. There's always so many other ways. So we start in Uganda. My favorite right now is Kalangala Island. And it's such a beautiful place. If you want to just a short holiday, yes.
I feel like the island minus the part you on the water. Yeah. Unless you're going to go and stay at Brevard Hotel.
Of course. Where else?
Doesn't seem the village, because I've tried to tour it around the village.
Brevard is made to go to. Like, it's such a beautiful space. They have improved so much. They have renovated.
I don't know, is it Victoria?
Yeah, that too. It's beautiful too, and it's also by the shore. Yeah. So yeah, you can check out all those places.
How much will that cost me?
It depends. It can cost you around 650
per day.
No, for like 2 nights, 3 days. So in that package, you end up having because remember you have to use a ferry, so there is a ferry fee. You'll have it's half board, meaning you'll have breakfast and dinner, and then you can for the activities. If you have been to Kalangala, there are simple activities. You can either do a walk, you can go to the palm farm. You can just do water sports, jet skiing. There's a sunset boat ride, very beautiful. I loved it last time we were there. We did the sunset cruise. It was so beautiful. The sunset is amazing. So, of course, start in Uganda. Then moving on, like from Uganda, if you want to now try outbound, my first place I would recommend would be Diani or Mombasa.
Why?
I feel like it's more affordable compared to Zanzibar. Zanzibar is beautiful, very beautiful. But if if you're on a budget, I would recommend Diani, because you can find better resorts that have all-inclusive packages at a very low price. Even the flights there are not too expensive. There are no visa restrictions. You can even fly with just your ID, national ID.
Even Zanzibar, right?
For Zanzibar is also a very beautiful destination which you can try. But now they introduced an insurance policy where East Africans pay $22 and non-East Africans pay $44. So you have to include that in your plan.
But Diani no restrictions, right?
Diani no restrictions.
No visa, no insurance.
No visa, no insurance. You can even use road, because you can take a bus from here. And maybe because we even do those kind of packages, like road trip packages, where we book for you like a bus from Kampala, comfortable ones. I can't name names, but there are beautiful buses now these days that are so comfy. It feels like being on a train.
Why don't you know a name for a beautiful bus?
I've forgotten the name. Yes, I think. Yeah, I've forgotten. But there is Modern Coast. Modern Coast usually has nice
I've heard that was the
buses.
experienced modern coast.
You have?
Yeah, but maybe it's fine, no, but it's been the worst. The bus died on the road 4 times. I actually write a blog about them, so I'm not scared of even saying it.
Yeah.
I don't think they have bought new buses.
There's a new bus brand I saw
I think that's
recently. Baska.
Yeah, those ones
Because-
have really comfortable buses.
Yeah. So you can take a bus from here, go to Nairobi. From Nairobi, get a train. And by the way, the train experience is beautiful. We actually have a trip where we're doing the train experience.
SGR, right?
Yes, the SGR. Because it goes through even the park. It's so beautiful. You get to see the animals. Then get to Mombasa. And Mombasa and Diani are only like 1 hour and 30 minutes apart. And now they built a whole bridge.
So
Before
where
you'd
is
have
fun
to do a
most,
ferry.
right? And I've been to both places, but I didn't tell where it's fun. Where is fun? Is it Mombasa or Diani? Do I have to go to both? Okay, if I'm on a budget
Yeah.
and you are my travel consultant, what destination would you choose for me between Mombasa and Diani?
Personally, I think I've enjoyed Diani more. I think I'm more of like an island coast person. I'm not so much of a city person. I think I love being near water. So Diani takes it for me. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, then again, right? What destinations?
Mm.
No. Actually, I want to raise.
Wait, you said you have been to both. You have been to Mombasa and Diani and Zanzibar. What did you think compared like Zanzibar and Mombasa?
So,
How was the
Zanzibar and
experience?
Mombasa is better. Zanzibar seems to be a little bit overrated. Of course, the water is better.
Yeah,
Zanzibar,
it's cleaner.
You will see
Yeah.
the water, although it's too hot.
It's very hot. I just came back from there and I still have a tan. This is not my real color. I've tanned like it's like those white people who go to.
However, I want to do something there, right? I want to buy these kayak boats that are glass because on Amazon they're about 350 for 5 of them. So and higher than that side. So I might be going there a lot more times. I want to try them here with big pools, but then take them to the coast. I feel like people would.
I think I've seen one in a pool.
Yeah, but now put it on the coast on that water, on the Zanzibar water.
Of course.
It will just be amazing.
It's
And
an
people just
activity.
exactly.
People do that. People pay money for
And there's
that.
not so much to do apart from the coast.
Yeah.
But I don't know, maybe you, the consultant, have other ideas of what you can do, but I felt like what you can do is really, really narrowed down. Once you leave the beach, everything about Zanzibar becomes very boring.
Well, for Zanzibar, usually of course, exploring Stone Town itself because I feel like there's so much to see. I love the fact that they didn't break down their old buildings. Like, so what they do is they get like an old building and then go inside and renovate it. So you see this oldest building and you're like, what is this? But the moment you enter, it's like you're entering a new world. It's so beautiful in there. So I think I really love that part where you enter somewhere and you're like, where am I? Yeah. Compared to what you have been seeing outside. And of course, the market, the spice market. I even have people who keep telling me, Jojo, you're going to Zanzibar, please buy for me spices. Buy for me. Some client of mine called Marlene was calling me the other day and she was like, oh my God, I bought tea masala. She loves tea. So she was like, I bought tea masala in Zanzibar last time we were there. And I really want you to buy me, in case you're going back, because we're going back in July. She was like, please help me buy me a new pack.
Why do you occasionally go back to Zanzibar?
Because it's, like I said, it's good, especially for first-time travelers.
Wait, do you travel with your clients?
Yeah, I manage group trips specifically. And with group trips, if there are like 15 people and above, I travel with them because it would be harder to manage them from office.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh my God, you don't know a big group of adults. Have you been with a big group of adults?
I'm thinking easy to manage.
What? No. Then you don't know adults because with a big group of adults, it's actually hard to manage them because it's like everyone wants to do their own thing, right? Everyone is in the mood of something different sometimes, because as people, you can't all be on the same page most of the time.
Yeah.
So I have to be there to make sure, like I remind them. And especially when people book with us, they get this security. That's one thing I wanted to.
When you say us?
With Travaneza. So when people book with Travaneza, they have this sense of security where they feel like everything will be communicated to them. Like you
so
even.
This is some sort of value you give back
yes,
to the client.
Yes. You'll send an itinerary and no one will look through it, because they're like, we have Jojo handling everything. Jojo will tell us what to do, what time to do it, when. So I have to make sure everything is going according to program, because at the end of the day, I want them to have the best time, to have value for their money, to see everything they wanted to see and more. So they don't just see what we plan for them, but we give them a chance to go and explore and see beyond what we had planned for them. Yeah.
So I plan to be back in Mombasa at the end of this month. Any places specifically you would recommend for me?
Mombasa, let me see. Accommodation wise?
Yeah. So accommodation, let's talk actually, before you actually recommend the places. Accommodation, right? What's better? Is it hotels or Airbnbs? Because now I really think they're pretty much cool Airbnbs, both in Nairobi and Mombasa, and they are quite affordable.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I've actually used both. I have even friends who have Airbnbs in Mombasa. Yeah. So
how much a night?
How much? It depends really. I think it can come down to like, how much is $100K in dollars? Like $30.
$100K in dollars, $30 in Kenyan shillings is 3,500.
Yeah, like around there.
Yeah.
It can be that a night you have Wi-Fi. There are really some nice ones that remember Mombasa is hot too. Yes. It has this humid weather, so it's better if you get one with AC. Never get an Airbnb without AC, you'll suffer. Because even if you sleep on the tiles, you will still feel the heat. So they're really nice ones. So, but of course, as a traveler, I don't know. I always feel like I want that hotel experience personally, because I've used both Airbnbs and hotels.
What's the difference according to you? Is it the room service with the hotel?
It's the food. It's the breakfast. Because with an Airbnb it means you have to cook for yourself.
Yeah, but some of them have restaurants down. The ones in Nairobi, not in Mombasa. I've seen the ones in Nairobi.
Really?
Yeah, with fully fledged. I think smart homes, because whenever I'm in Nairobi, I stay at smart homes. And smart homes has a whole shebang going on. There's a restaurant down, the rooms have a sea, and yeah.
I think I just like the comfort bit of a hotel. Waking up, knowing someone will come and clean my room. And I'll just walk to the breakfast area, have breakfast, everything is ready. I love that part.
The princess treatment.
Yes, okay. Exactly. Like I don't feel like I'm at home.
So now let's zero back down here to Kampala, right? I have my friends in Nairobi and they want to come here and they want to experience Kampala.
Yeah.
How would you go about that if we hire you as our travel consultant?
So, of course, if you hire me, we can start with, it depends on what you want in your package. If they're, usually Kenyans love driving. So I have a feeling that, are they driving to Kampala? Yes. I knew it. So if the moment they get to Kampala, we will do an itinerary for them before they even come. So we'll say maybe you have 4 days in Kampala. These are the things you can do.
What are those things? Actually, I'm mostly, because I feel like Kampala, apart from maybe going to a bar, because every corner there's a bar.
Yeah.
There's extremely nothing you can do. It's not like Nairobi where you find ice skating, go maybe in the middle of the city, there's the actual parks.
Yeah.
If you want to see things. That is missing from Kampala, but from your experience, what are those things they will do?
I would definitely not just let them experience Kampala, because I feel like it would be, I'd want them to experience Jinja. because I feel like Jinja is so beautiful and it's only an hour and some minutes away. So I would definitely take them to Jinja. There's so much to see: the Nile, zip lining. They have now a new zip line that is even longer. Quad biking, tubing. I love tubing. I think they would enjoy tubing. I don't think there's anywhere in Nairobi you can do tubing from. So I think they would enjoy tubing, bungee jumping.
Is that tubing at the coast? Is that tubing at the coast?
I haven't seen it. I haven't experienced it.
You also don't have it in any of the excursions. You don't have it in packages.
No, we don't have it. I've never actually even seen it as. I've never seen it as an option. Yeah. So I feel like that would be a unique experience for them.
Yeah, since it's not in their side, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's the thing with Kampala, like you look for what to.
Kampala, yeah. There's mostly just bars, but
the nightlife, though, it's interesting. People find it fun.
Yeah. What would you recommend in Kampala if someone was coming apart from the bar?
Apart from the bar?
Yeah.
What was I thinking about? There's an option. There's actually no bowling.
Yeah. There used to be a place called Black something.
Yeah,
it closed. Why? It closed too early. I don't know why I waited to go there. I should have gone. I've never experienced bowling in my life.
Maybe the food during the day. I'll take them to local food restaurants.
Yeah.
Where there's like local food and they can eat a variety of stuff.
They can try different types of food. And then like there is some place. There is a hotel called Forest. I think it's called Forest Lounge in Entebbe. I don't think it's called Lounge, but it's a hotel in Entebbe. It's so beautiful. Like it's near and they have like a bonfire thing going on, like a nice built one, and the chairs there by the beach, by the water. Not even a beach. They don't have like a sand beach, but yeah, by the water. It's so beautiful. Imagine having like tea or a glass of wine with that fire. I feel like people should experience that. It would be beautiful. They would love it because it's in like a forest, a little forest of sorts. It's in Entebbe, but you have to book before you go.
And what's the place called?
It's called Entebbe Forest Lounge.
Entebbe Forest Lounge.
Yeah.
There's a place, I've seen it, some sort of farm, right? So you can go do quad biking, but they're popular for the food.
I know those guys that do like fish, like big fish.
No, not the big fish. These ones have food in like Ruombo form, all the food. They give you a variety. So you go have lunch at the farm. They show you where they're getting the food. They prepare, so they give you like that tour farm thing. But they also do small activities. I also think that is something.
Yeah, that's something they would enjoy.
Yeah, so that I think you guys should talk to investors to invest more in things to do around Kampala.
Yeah.
Minus Jinja, because also, so say a friend of mine from the US is coming, right? They have seen better waterfalls than Jinja.
Yeah.
What is it that you're going to tell them about Uganda apart from gorillas, maybe?
I mean, we have parks. I think that it's about the experience now. But like, imagine going to Acacia Wilderness, Mwea, Queen Elizabeth. At that resort, you sit there by the pool, and elephants just pass there like this. Imagine that experience. Wouldn't you want to see that? Just an elephant randomly passing. You don't even have to go and look for it because it's near the lake, so they come to feed and then pass by the lounge. That's such a beautiful experience. We even saw a hippo. Yeah, there was a hippo. There were even lions, but they have never attacked anyone. They're just peaceful. They're just minding their business.
Oh, maybe also, what do you think about the zoo? Is it a fun experience?
Oh yes, I haven't been in ages, but I've been seeing on TikTok going, and it looks beautiful. Like
Then there's a place I've seen where you can hang out with the lions, the young lions. I think I've seen.
It's the zoo, isn't it the zoo?
No, it's not. The lions in the zoo they're protected. You just can't mess with them. They're actually really, really tough.
Yeah.
But these ones, I think, they're groomed to like interact with
people. Here in Uganda.
Yes, I've seen that place. I don't know. I'll try and send it to you because I feel like you should places. Now, away from Uganda, what could be the first destination? I'm a first-time traveler, but I don't find anything in East Africa fancy. I want to try out, right? Top countries. There's this thing where people always love to go to Dubai first.
Yeah, because before Dubai, it was an easy destination. When I say easy, I mean the visa restrictions weren't so high up. Because last year, before November, the only thing you needed to get a visa for Dubai was just the biodata page of your passport, and that's it. But now they have increased their visa restrictions because Ugandans have been overstaying in Dubai, which is illegal. So imagine a destination that was so easy to access now is a bit more difficult. That's why most Ugandans were going to Dubai. Yeah, because it's out of Africa, and it's beautiful. There's so much to see. Because I feel like most Ugandans have grown up seeing nature. We have grown up seeing all these beautiful things. So what we want to see is like the city life, the luxury. We want to see luxury. I feel like that's what most Ugandans want to see. Because we have grown up around nature. We have grown up in a beautiful environment. Our weather is beautiful. We have so much green. And I think that's why people don't care about going to the park, because they're like, these are normal things. But when it comes to Dubai, it's a futuristic city, so there is so much. There is skiing, there is
the helicopter rides.
Yeah, the helicopter rides.
I think you can get helicopter rides in Nairobi.
There must be. Yeah, like a city tour. Yeah.
I think you can do that in Nairobi.
Yeah. So Dubai was the easiest destination.
Also, do you think it's a cheaper destination?
It is cheap. Because
roughly how much?
It was, but now their visas are a bit more expensive. That's what making it a little bit more expensive.
I've also heard there's some sort of restriction on Ugandans.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Like I was saying, most Ugandans, it has been so easy for Ugandans to enter Dubai because we were never really, it's not like we had it was easy for Ugandans to enter Dubai because we used to just go. If someone is going for work, they have a work visa. If someone is going for tourism, they just needed the biodata page of your passport. You just needed that and you get the visa. But people misused that. So most people went and started staying there and looking for jobs, which is illegal in Dubai. So right now, there was an incident actually in November.
Wait, people go to tour?
So someone goes, because when you remember when you're getting a visa, you have to give a reason why you're going. If you're going for tourism, all they need is, they actually didn't need even much. They just, like I said, needed just the biodata page of your passport, and they give you a tourism visa, which is only 90 days. But most people now, what they did was, when they realized it's easy to get a tourism visa, they'll get that visa and then go to Dubai to look for jobs, which is illegal. So, and remember, like I said, it's 90 days. So after the 90 days, they expect you to be out of Dubai. But most people stayed. They refused to leave. So Ugandans now became a liability because we're on the overstay list. People are overstaying.
And most of them were channeling back to UG, yeah?
Yes. So in November, they gave the overstays a chance. They were like, we're giving you a chance to come back to Uganda, leave Dubai. They didn't. So now they're trying to regulate the number of Ugandans entering Dubai.
I see.
Yeah.
Oh. So now, how do you build the trust with these venues, right? It's venues where you've not met the people, but you're sending there lots of people to them. How until not like Zanzibar. Zanzibar has that reputation of if you're not careful on the street, you get robbed. Pretty much Nairobi also.
Yeah.
You get for something in Mombasa, people are going to tell you when you check into Airbnbs, guys are going to tell you be careful.
Oh, that's the other thing about Airbnbs. Yeah. It's easy for you to get robbed and conned because there is even booking an Airbnb and it doesn't exist. With the hotel, it's security. That's I think that's what I was trying to tell you. Like, it's more secure to book with a hotel because it's obvious. Everyone knows that the hotel exists, but with an Airbnb, who has proof? Someone can just put up something that is not even theirs, take your money, and you'll never see them again. Yeah.
So for you, how are you building that trust with all these destinations as a consultant? What guarantee are you giving me that the locations you're giving me you're sending me to, are going to be safe?
Okay, so before we even send people to these different countries, we go there ourselves. So now, like for all these destinations that we're selling, we have been there before. And being there means we have met other people on ground who, let me say, our partners, other tour operators that are on ground. We have established relationships with them. So we know them. Even if I don't go with a group, or we have these private bookings, they'll be received by our partners that we have built a relationship with and trust over the years. But we also give you that kind of information, before you travel. We tell you this is what, like, for instance, this is what you need. These are the cultural things you need to know about this country that you're going to. For instance, Zanzibar. They even released a statement where they were saying tourists should cover up, like respect their culture, especially in Stone Town. They really are big on culture because it's more of an Islamic country, So we give you all this information. We tell you if you're going to Stone Town, please be as decent as you can. It's not like you have to cover up, but don't wear pom-pom shorts within, like, you're passing near mosques and you're wearing, and there are kids everywhere. So we always give that information to our clients. Yes. Nice.
Yeah. Basically, for travel, I think that's it. Internationally, for you, what are your best picks of destinations?
Thank you for asking me that, because now I'm having flashbacks. But international. Still, one of the places I've gone to that I've loved so much has been Cape Town, South Africa. It's so beautiful. Oh my God.
And the women are amazing.
Oh, everything is amazing. No wonder no one wanted to leave that country. But the weather, especially if you go in summertime, because it also has winter, which is really cold. They have like these strong winds that can blow you to the other side. But if you go during summer, the weather is perfect.
Is it summer now?
No, it's winter right now. So summer starts in November. That's why most of our group trips to Cape Town are in November. Yeah. So November, December, it can be like 5 million or 6 million.
How many days?
Like 4 nights. 4 nights, 5 days. You have return tickets on that money. You have activities. Visa is not included in our packages because remember you pay directly to the embassy. Yes, but the South African visa
you pay when you
amounts.
Reach, right?
You have to apply for a visa.
Why don't you guys help me do that?
We help you, we guide you, but when it comes to taking your papers, you as an individual have to go to the embassy and take your papers. Yes, but the amount is around $126 for a visa to South Africa, but you have to apply early. It takes like around 7 working days for you to get your visa or passport back.
How many days?
Like 7 working days.
No, how long does the visa last? 2 years?
Oh, no. 2 years. No, South Africa is actually really strict too. I think they only give you like a month. They're strict. They also don't want people to overstay in their country.
30 days?
Yeah.
Strictly? Okay. That makes sense. So South Africa is one of those destinations?
Yeah, South Africa. I've been to Thailand. Thailand is so interesting. You'll find beautiful quality clothes, bags, like all the things that if here you would get it at like a very high price. You'll find even better quality there, and they'll be very cheap.
Roughly how much do I need to be in Bangkok?
For Bangkok, it's still around 6 million, 7 million. Yeah.
Round trip, right?
Yeah, round trip. activities, accommodation, return ticket, minus the
Feeding?
visa. Daily breakfast, and some of the activities have
Food.
yeah, like a
Inclusive of
cruise.
the package.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that's Thailand.
Thailand. Where else? Am I
So
forgetting?
why is it that going to South Africa costs the same to go into Thailand if I am African?
If you,
And I am in like the same, continent.
that's the irony. With South Africa, we're actually supposed to not even be applying for visas as Ugandans. But South Africa itself is expensive as a state. Joburg is cheaper compared to Cape Town. But like Joburg, compared to Cape Town, Joburg is cheaper. But Cape Town has so much more to see. That's how I think, describe it. But yeah, we should be visa free. Someone was working on this. I don't know what happened. As Ugandans, we shouldn't be applying for visas.
Joburg, Cape Town, and Pretoria. Which one is best?
Cape Town. Cape Town will still be my best because even security wise, Cape Town is more secure. Joburg is a bit it's not as safe. That's what I can say. If you're in Joburg, you have to be careful. You can't just move around however you want. You have to make sure at least someone has you. Like, you have to really be careful.
Do you ever do any excursions away from Diani, Mombasa, Nairobi, and maybe do things in Naivasha, say when World Rally is happening in Kenya? Do you have packages for Naivasha? I've never seen any of you guys prioritize Naivasha yet. It has very good packs. It is almost... When you're in Naivasha, there's a slight difference between what happens. The difference between Nairobi and Naivasha is very slight, right?
Yeah, actually, a friend of mine went for the Larry, the last one.
Yeah, this year, right?
Yeah, this year. And they had such a good time. They told me it was so dope. They were actually asking me the same question. But most of the time, Ugandans actually want to go on their own because they feel like it's really close. Yeah. So even when we do packages, people never really book. So they feel like, I'll just get into my car and just drive there. Yeah, that's why.
Okay, that makes sense. So, which other hidden destinations do you think people have not realized so much, but you think they should, look into? Or which countries do you feel like are underrated, but they're really beautiful and there's so much to do in that country, and you feel like the experience will be superb if you go to that country?
One that I'm going to say, I think people will be like, but Egypt is so beautiful, but I feel like Ugandans haven't grasped how beautiful it is. They think it's just the pyramids, but it's more than that. There's so much to see. There is a place called Sharm el Sheikh, so beautiful. It has beautiful resorts, beaches. Oh my God. So I feel like Ugandans should really go see. I want to go to Egypt this year. Like, I'm saving with the company. 5 million still, like around 5 million. Yeah.
I see.
In tickets, activities, airport pickup, like a whole full package. Yeah.
So, do you spend most of your salary on traveling these days?
To be honest, yes.
I see. But it's a cool thing, right? I feel like travel is such a fun hobby.
It's an experience. Those are experiences you'll never repeat. So,
and exposure you can't get from anywhere
exactly.
else,
like the people you meet, the things you see. It's something that will keep elevating your mind and how you think.
What cultures have you enjoyed the most?
Oh, let me see.
And what unique differences from your time of travel now? What experiences would you share, and be like, in Joburg, I saw this. In Cape Town, this was unique. Maybe the dressing, maybe this food was beautiful. Which places had the best food for you?
For me, it's been Thailand. I love their food because they are really big on health. So most of their food is like, it's not fried food. Yeah. Because most of the countries I've been to, you end up eating junk a lot because you're like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of countries, I find that they eat a lot of junk, like in Dubai, but it depends on where you eat anyway. But with Thailand, there were cheaper options for food, like they would have fresh juice. Actually, I remember tasting the watermelon juice, and from that day, I became obsessed with watermelon juice. Like every week, I have to have a watermelon in my house. So they have very nice organic food. They have fruits everywhere, so it's easy to just like stop somewhere, grab some fruits, grab some noodles with soup. Yeah, I would definitely. I enjoyed Thailand's food. It was amazing.
But what is that hidden gem of a country? Is it still Thailand? But people have got to Thailand. I see that it's one of the destinations.
Bangkok. Thailand has like Bangkok is the city. So if you want the city life,
the party life in Bangkok is amazing.
Yeah, definitely. They have and they love black people. I don't know how to say it, but like I felt comfortable there. I never felt
any sort of racism.
I didn't feel any racism. I felt comfortable. I didn't feel unsafe in any way. Yeah, so their culture is, I think it's dope.
I see. So you still think Thailand is that one country? Or talk about Bali. I've never been, personally never been to Bali. Unless you know a lot of stuff that happens.
Yes. It's also an island vibe, mostly. It's like being in Dubai. Sorry, being in Zanzibar.
Being in Zanzibar.
Yes, it's an island life.
So, how do your roles as a travel consultant intersect with your career as a digital marketer or social media handler?
Okay, so
are you creating content on the go? Is it some sort of is creating content now your lifestyle that eventually you just monetize it? Tell me about that.
I remember before I became a travel consultant, what my major focus was creating content, visual storytelling, because I felt like it's beautiful. Like sometimes we see so much that we can't put in words. So what I wanted to do was just show people how I see the world. So my major focus was creating short form content, just share my experience, how it went. So that was my major focus. When I interviewed for this job, that was actually one of the biggest roles or sales that they needed from me, because they had been doing all these trips, but they never really had actual content of their clients traveling. So the reason I came on board is when I got with these clients or when I travel with them, I create I create real-time content. So I show people what they're missing. I show you how the experience is going, from getting on the flight to arriving at the airport to going to the hotel. It's easier because what we sell is a service. It's something that you can't actually touch. What I'm selling to you is an experience. So if I show you the visual journey, it will be easier for you to comprehend and understand what you're paying for. And also manage expectations, because you'll tell someone, maybe we're going to the hotel, you haven't mentioned the actual hotel. I want to show you the actual hotel and tell you this is what you're going to experience, to avoid maybe disappointment it became a really big skill for me to have. So I'm glad I really went into content creation, because without it I feel like I wouldn't have this job right now.
And you love this job.
And I love this job. It's a combination of everything I've always wanted to do.
So when do you realize in your life that you're going to be a travel consultant? What sparked that? Is it childhood dream? Did you dream of being an air hostess, to be on the plane all the time?
How did you know?
For real, yeah.
But yeah, I've always loved, I remember even as a kid, one of my favorite things to do was to watch movies. So I felt like through watching movies, I was able to see the world, So I'd always been curious. I'm like, God, how does the world actually look like beyond the screen? And I remember even after campus, I actually applied for not even after campus, when Uganda Airlines had just reopened. I applied for an interview. And I remember even after campus, I actually applied for, and not even after campus, when Uganda Airlines had just reopened. I remember even after campus, when Uganda Airlines had just reopened. I remember even after campus, when Uganda Airlines had just reopened. I applied to be an air hostess. I never got any feedback, but in my head I was like, this will happen. Like I have to find a way to travel the world and see it and also share it with other people. So I remember applying. No, I didn't get any feedback. I'm like, okay. And then there's a travel company that hired me to be their admin. So I was there for a few months. It was just one of those companies that really I feel like the owner didn't really know what they were doing. So they didn't have any resources, but I learned a little bit more about travel. Yeah. So when this happened, because like I said, for me to get this job is because I was doing content. My boss saw me doing content and they were like, I actually like how you tell your story. So when she was hiring me for this, on top of like coordination, or going with clients and booking their flights and booking their accommodation and everything, my job is also to capture content for the company so that we show our clients what we're actually selling. Most travel companies will promise you everything and then you won't get value for your money. You know? Yeah, so that's what we're trying to show. We're trying to show what you get with your money. Yeah.
That's interesting. So, speaking of storytelling, tell me a story of a culture that has fascinated you the most in just your small experience of the places you've traveled to, a combination of all of them. Could even just be here in Uganda, maybe Jinja or Nile, where they circumcise people. So what cultures have fascinated you the most?
The cultures that have fascinated me the most. Let me try. Can I tell you something funny? You see how we're all different and you have different cultures, you have different languages. But when you travel, it feels like you actually realize we're all the same. Different culture, same things. Like we actually have almost the same culture. It's just that like people just have small differences. But not like in again Bangkok.
Yeah.
It's a busy city. But you'll never hear anyone honking. To hear beep, no, you'll never hear it. Like everyone is so calm. I remember we were even on the train in Bangkok.
But even in Cape Town, hooting is almost like an offense.
Yes,
you
like people, you're not supposed to hoot unless it's an emergency. So that, and then they don't like you know how Ugandans we talk so loud, like you laugh, we're noisy. So that was an offense, by the way. Like in public spaces in Bangkok, I remember us being on the train and we had been running, like we were late, so we had been running to get the train. We finally got on and people were, being Ugandans, laughing, and they were like, so we had a tour guide with us, like I said. For us to ensure safety, we always have someone with us from that country. So we had a tour guide with us, and I remember him telling us, please keep your voices down. It's not allowed here. It's an offense. So, and you can as well look at him like, what? Like, what do you mean we're being loud? This is just our normal voice. So that's definitely a cultural thing that was so interesting.
That must have been interesting to tell someone.
Yeah. So, let me see what else. In Cape Town, also the fact that all these countries, like, sometimes it's hard to understand what someone is saying because of the accents.
Yeah.
Right? And somehow you expect everyone who knows English to speak it in like a proper way, but they'll be speaking English to you and you just hear like one word out of everything they're telling you. So you have to be attentive. It brings you in, it pulls you in, because now you're like, oh, okay, now I have to actually be attentive and listen to what this person is trying to tell me, or else you'll get misinformed about something. Yeah.
So, what's your goal like? What's your dream goal? Is it to travel the whole world? Or to travel 54 countries of Africa? I don't know how many countries are in the world.
My goal is just to.
Like Atleti. Has Atleti finished a record? Has she traveled every country?
I don't think so yet. No. I think she's still on that journey. Right. But yes, I want to travel the whole world. I want to see each part of the world. I want to experience it. I want to learn more of other people's cultures, you actually learn a lot. You learn a lot when you travel, even without realizing it. Yeah. You're learning a lot every time you travel because you'll see how other people treat each other. You'll see, how they do things, how they work, Because like for instance, something we lack in Uganda is customer care. Right?
I thought we were very hospitable people.
We are.
Go on.
No, we are very hospitable people, but
lack customer care.
Yeah, now like for instance, Javas is famous for
customer care.
Exactly. Most establishments, people treat you like you have come to spend your money because you would have taken it somewhere else or just saved it. So I feel like if I'm coming to give you my money, or like I should experience at least kindness. If not professionalism. If professionalism has refused, the least you can do is be kind, because you don't know where anyone is from, so you can't just treat someone anyhow you want. It's actually something I don't understand. Like, why would you treat someone you don't know in a bad way? That person could be anyone that will elevate you, or even if they don't have to elevate you, like just be respectful. Yeah, but we are very hospitable people. Yeah, as Ugandans.
So, what sort of life mantra, or what have you learned from life with your experience with traveling? How can I ask you this? How do you make sense of life now that you've seen different parts of the world?
Yeah. I think one thing I can say really is sometimes we think things are impossible, but nothing is impossible. Most of the time, everything is limited in your mind. The limits that you think are there are just in your mind. There's so much that can be done. Like in Dubai, they built a whole island shaped like a palm in the water. So when you travel, you realize that you don't just have to aim for the sky. There is more. The sky is not the limit. There is way more to experience, to see, to learn. So yeah, and to keep in mind that every day is a day to learn something new. You can't be closed off. Because if you're closed off, it means you're not learning, and if you're not learning, it means you're being stagnant. So always take the opportunity to learn, be open, be respectful. When someone says something, especially if you're in another country, hear them. Don't just take your own culture there because you're in someone else's space. So I think that's the most important thing. Just be respectful and be open to learning. Yeah.
So, what sort of legacy do you want to leave behind? And usually this is like my sort of last question, but if you have questions for me,
Okay. With my legacy, even weirdly, I'm going to keep saying this, but even as a child, there's a way like always had like a passion in me. But
do you feel like you found your purpose also? And what would that be? But you can first answer that.
Okay, so my purpose, it's the same thing I'm going to answer. I feel like my purpose in life is to empower and inspire. That's the only thing I want to do. That's my legacy. That's the kind of legacy I want.
How do you mean? What do you mean?
Okay, so when I say to empower, I mean empower people to do things, empower people to travel, empower people to learn new skills. Because you can do so much. The world is too big. Sometimes there's not so much you can do, but if you can empower just even one person to believe that it's possible, for instance, to travel, because I feel like, for instance, Ugandans, we haven't had that much of a travel culture. It's now picking up a little bit, especially after COVID. But before, travel was looked at as a luxury always. But it's not. It's something you can achieve. Even before I was on a plane, I used to be on buses, my friend. Like, I used to be on buses. I would get in a bus, go to Nairobi, And I think to empower is just to give people knowledge, right? I want to give you knowledge so that you can see that these things are possible.
Don't you feel like traveling is a luxury and it should be for the rich people?
No, it's not. When I started traveling, I was in campus. I wasn't rich. I didn't have a lot of money. But I found a way. I used to have like a boutique. Actually, I used to sell clothes in my room. But I would save that little money, and then I would get like a bus ticket, be able to do accommodation. So I would travel like with a friend. And even before I joined Travelneza, I started saving with them, because for the group trips, you can actually save money.
You said you have a Cooktown group trip?
Yes, I do. We do in November. So you can save every month and put away money for just that specific trip. So before I even joined Travelneza, I learned about that concept and I was like, wait, I can do that. I don't have to get like a whole
bunch.
1 million and put it there, because you don't have it. You're working, you're being paid every month. So I saved with them and traveled with them actually several times. Before working with them. That's why right now I love what I do, because before I became an employee,
they sort of empowered you to.
Yes, they empowered me, that they showed me that it's possible to travel without it looking like a luxury thing. Yeah.
Okay, that's very good. Do you have what to ask me?
So, how did you even get into getting those boats?
The boats?
Yeah.
So
how
I
did
am
that
with a
idea
friend.
come through?
I am with a friend in Mombasa, and they are telling me we should stop traveling for the sake of traveling. We should be making money, and the money should be paying for our traveling.
That's so smart.
Then I tell him, what can we do in a country we are not even in?
Yeah.
So he had a picture of the kayaking boat with an Instagram model who looks very beautiful on it. She's in such a very beautiful bikini. And it's like, do you know people would kill to take pictures with these things?
Yeah. It's an activity we do.
Then now we actually ordered them for them on the thing. They're about to reach by the end of this month. I think we'll have them.
That's so cool.
Just like that. What? It was just a question of we are spending so much. In fact, what had happened is we had to pay. So we go to Nairobi, we find a few girls, then we talk about the fact that we're going to Mombasa the next day. So they say, let's go, can we go with you guys? And then we look into our budget, we're like, no, we're going to ask for extra people, right?
Yeah.
And we are not making money because we literally had not taken vacation of Uganda. We had gone to do something, but we were still working, right?
Yeah.
So whatever was going on was still proceeding. So the lack of starting to debate money. So my friend says, I really don't like this business of thinking about how much money I have to spend when I'm not in a country. I want to get to that level where I have enough and I'm not worried. I'm just cashing in.
Yeah.
So we're like, we should stop traveling for free. Let's start making some money. Or maybe these Airbnbs. So the first idea was big. Go to Kenya.
Yeah.
Because you can actually buy out apartments and then refurnish them and make them as Airbnbs.
Yeah.
But that was a bit expensive. But cheaper in the long run than just renting and giving a guy a month.
True.
Every year. So then that picture comes up. Then they're like, but we can get this.
That was such a smart business move because that. Like people take pictures in those every single day, meaning money will be coming in.
When someone has traveled, they definitely have to take a picture. And if you make it beautiful and cozy, standard. What I can advise is maybe like when you get them, how like whoever is giving them out should have like the service. They should have like an extra service of where they bring like flowers. So that to make it more beautiful. Of course, it's better if you have like a drone guy. We have the drones ourselves. So we move with the drone whenever I'm out.
So you'll make so much money.
Yeah.
Because renting the thing alone, that's money.
Exactly.
Then the drone shot,
that's it.
Yeah, that's so cool. I love that.
That's it. Yeah, we'll even come to you and tell you that this is an
yes,
when
please.
Ready, that advertise it.
Yeah, please. That would be so dope.
Okay. Now tell me what else. But besides that, this was really, really beautiful. I've also learned some stuff from you.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me here. I know we had talked about it before, but I think I wasn't ready. Like that, you know how the timing, a timing thing. I believe in timing, but I think this was perfect. I'm so glad that you invited me here.
Thank you for doing it. I'll do it again. I'll call you back when you have grown the brands
Yeah.
big.
Yeah.
I don't know. Are you still with Traza? How is it doing?
Tuza part?
Yeah.
Of course, I am. Actually, I'm reading a book right now from Tuza. It's called Imperfections. It's just about learning how to be compassionate, about for yourself, for other people, but don't let that compassion overwhelm you. It's something like that. So it's more of like a personal journey book. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Jaweria.
Thank you so much, Mark, for having me. This is such a beautiful space. I think what you're doing is amazing. Being consistent.
Yeah. It's a drug you have to pay to win.
I need to learn that from you.
We're waiting to win, so we just have to keep doing what we do and improving it.
I honestly love that. I love that.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.